Welcome to MotoGP in 9 minutes. Here is what you need to know today. The MotoGP season continues to deliver drama and unpredictability, and today we have significant updates on the championship battle, injuries affecting the grid, and critical developments heading into the next race. The situation in the paddock is tense as several top riders deal with physical challenges while others push hard to close gaps in the standings. Let me break down what is happening and why it matters for the rest of the season. The championship picture remains incredibly tight, with multiple riders in contention and every point becoming more valuable as we progress through the calendar. Some of the biggest names in the sport are facing obstacles that could reshape the outcome of races ahead. There are questions about fitness, questions about form, and questions about who has the mental strength to push through adversity. In my view, this is what separates champions from the rest of the field. The ability to overcome setbacks and maintain consistency is everything in MotoGP. We have seen it countless times before. A rider gets injured or loses confidence, and suddenly their season is derailed. But we have also seen riders come back stronger, more determined, and more focused than ever. The next few weeks will tell us a lot about which category these riders fall into. The championship is still very much up for grabs, and I expect the battle to intensify as we move deeper into the season. Teams are making adjustments, riders are fine-tuning their setups, and everyone is learning from every single lap. This is the stage where consistency matters more than single brilliant performances. The mental game becomes as important as the physical talent. Watch how these riders respond to adversity. That will tell you everything you need to know about who is going to be fighting for that title at Valencia. Moving on to the next critical story affecting the grid. Several riders are currently managing physical issues that have been picked up either during recent races or through ongoing concerns from previous rounds. These injuries and fitness challenges are not just minor inconveniences. In MotoGP, even small physical problems can cost you tenths of a second per lap, and tenths add up to positions and points very quickly. The medical teams in the paddock are working overtime to keep riders as fit as possible while they prepare for the demands of upcoming races. This is a delicate balance. Push too hard in recovery and you risk making things worse. Take it easy and you lose crucial track time and fitness. Some riders have more experience managing injuries than others. Some have proven they can perform at the highest level even when they are not 100%. Others might struggle mentally when dealing with physical pain or limitations. The paddock is watching closely to see which riders can handle this pressure and which ones might crack. In my view, this is where team support becomes crucial. A good team, a good medical staff, and good mental coaches can make the difference between a rider who recovers quickly and performs well, and a rider whose season falls apart. The next few races will show us who has that support structure and who does not. This could be a turning point for several riders on the grid. Next up, we need to talk about the competitive balance between manufacturers heading into the crucial final third of the season. Ducati continues to be the bike to beat, but other manufacturers are closing in with smart development and smart strategy. Honda is fighting hard. Yamaha is working to find consistency. Aprilia has moments of brilliance mixed with struggles, and KTM is developing their new generation machine for next year while trying to score points now. This multi-manufacturer battle is healthy for the sport. When one brand dominates too much, races become predictable. When the field is tight like this, every Sunday becomes a mystery. You do not know what is going to happen until the checkered flag drops. The technical regulations are creating interesting challenges for all manufacturers. Setup changes matter more than they used to. Small improvements in one area can create problems in another. Engineers are constantly solving puzzles. Riders are asking for different things from their machines. In my view, this is the most exciting time of any MotoGP season. The championship is close, multiple manufacturers are competitive, and multiple riders have a legitimate shot at winning races and fighting for the title. This is what fans want to see. This is what makes MotoGP great. The next race could be won by any number of riders. The next race could be dominated by any manufacturer. That unpredictability is precious. Do not take it for granted. Switching gears, let us talk about the veteran riders and what they are bringing to this battle. Experience matters in MotoGP. You can have raw talent, but without the experience to manage tires, manage fuel, manage pressure, and manage your own mental state under extreme conditions, you will not win championships. The veteran riders in this field have that experience. They have been here before. They have won before. They have lost before. They have dealt with injuries before. They have dealt with equipment failures before. They have dealt with bad luck before. That perspective is invaluable. In my view, do not count out the riders who have already achieved success in this series. They might not be the flashiest on track. They might not be the youngest or the most aggressive. But when it matters, when the pressure is on, they tend to find a way. That is what experience gives you. It gives you the ability to manage the moment, to not panic, to make smart decisions when everything is chaos. That is a superpower in racing. Some of the younger riders are learning these lessons now through hard experience. They are making mistakes that the veterans do not make. They are losing points because they do not know how to manage a race situation yet. But they will learn. The grid in 5 years will be very different from the grid today. These young riders will mature. Some will become champions. Some will burn out. The ones who combine youth with the mental approach of veterans are the ones who will dominate. Now let us talk about what this all means for the championship standings and what to expect heading into the next race. Points are at stake every single weekend. The margin for error is very small. A bad qualifying session or a bad start can cost you positions that you cannot make up. A crash costs you everything. A mechanical failure costs you everything. A wrong setup choice can cost you tenths every lap that add up to positions. This is the brutal mathematics of MotoGP. In my view, the riders who will fight for this championship are the ones who can minimize mistakes and maximize opportunities. That sounds simple, but it is incredibly hard to do week after week after week. It requires focus, discipline, and mental resilience. It requires a team that is also locked in and making no mistakes. As we look ahead, every team knows what is at stake. Every rider knows what is at stake. The intensity in the paddock will only increase from here. Teams will bring upgrades. Riders will push harder. Mistakes might increase because everyone is operating at the absolute limit. Or discipline might hold, and we will see increasingly tight racing and increasingly small margins between first and fifth place. That is the beauty of where we are in the season. Everything is tight. Nothing is decided. Everything is still possible. Finally, let me give you my biggest takeaway from everything happening right now in the MotoGP paddock. This sport is at its best when the championship is contested by multiple riders, when multiple manufacturers are competitive, and when nobody knows who is going to win on any given Sunday. That is exactly where we are right now. The racing is good. The competition is fierce. The unpredictability is real. As riders manage injuries, as teams fine-tune machinery, as everyone prepares for the final races of the season, remember that this is what we love about MotoGP. It is hard. It is physical. It is mental. It is technical. It is political. It is everything. The rider who can master all of those elements will be the one lifting the trophy at Valencia. The next few races will go a long way toward determining who that is. Pay attention to